Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to 321 No Kidding. Bobby the Awesome here. Today's bonus episode for the Fearless 30 Challenge is about giving back. And in the arena that I'm doing this challenge in, the coach, so every day he kind of does these examples, and his examples today about the things he wants to give back is plant a billion trees or give $1 billion to female entrepreneurs, which are both like freaking amazing missions. And I don't really have the number goals as part of my mission, but I realized when I was preparing to talk to you today that I don't really talk a lot about the nonprofit side of what I want 321 No Kidding to look like. So this to kind of give you perspective on what that looks like and how I want it to work, I'm going to just share that with you. So I want what I'll call transitional housing. Another language correction I got when I met the fella who runs How to Open Halfway Houses. I like transitional much better because it's not just a halfway house. What I want to do is I want to provide homes, places, whatever they are, uh, where everybody gets their own bedroom, right? Like that kind of thing. But it is community. I want the houses to have dogs. Me and my little nuances here. Um, I want it to be an environment where there's recovery, but then there's also like life success stuff. I want the people that live there to be folks that are coming out of rehab, that are coming out of prison, that are coming off the streets, military if they need to come directly from there. But essentially, my idea with addiction and these houses, the purpose that they serve, aside from being like a safe place to not have to worry about like where your next meal is coming from, I have the business reason and then I have the addiction reason. But essentially, I believe when you come out of rehab, you basically go back to what you were in before rehab, right? I kind of didn't. I got a job like as I was entering rehab, so it was weird. So I moved halfway across the country for my transition. But most people are going to go back to the people, places, and things that they were associated with before they went away for treatment. And it could be very easy for all that work to get undone as a product of your environment. The other thing that as I grow, and I've shared with you that my judgments, my thinking the worst, all of that's kind of evolved. And I want to apply that principle into what I'm thinking for the nonprofit side. So in addition to taking away all the stressors that someone might come out to or triggers or situations, maybe it's easy to get your hands on drugs, or maybe the financial responsibility of home is something that would be a trigger for a gambler. So I want to remove all of that. But then I want to add things. The components that I want to add are things like clothes. Like I want them to have clothes for interviews. I want them to have technology and those kind of resources. And I want them to have access to Cardone U, which is a training platform from Grant Cardone that has video and lessons, and it's made for pretty much anybody, and it's applicable for any job, any relationship, any of those things, the life skills that Grant teaches during this program. So I want to make that accessible. There's even a lady I've met in my research who has virtual reality recovery glasses. Now, they're being used right now for firemen and police officers and vets for PTSD. And you put on these glasses and they sense when your body is going to be triggered and helps you get through the trigger in a positive way. It's one of those things that I want to be part of the puzzle. So that's kind of the nonprofit side, is this transitional housing with all these resources. And then the vision I have is, I'm still, just because I'm expect the best and not the worst, I think there still has to be some accountability and structure to recovery and reconditioning life and everything. So I want these folks to be able to be employed at 321 the recovery playgrounds. So it becomes like a nice big cycle. And as we span across the country and the world, we have we're growing like a recovery army. And the culture is one of feeling good and gratitude and play and overcoming things, and the people who might not be in our ecosystem can feel very comfortable being in our ecosystem. And then the folks that have the things like, how am I going to pay my rent, uh, or no one will hire me because. So I want to eliminate all that. So that's the nonprofit side. And the point today was, fearlessly reveal how we want to give back, and the why, or yeah, I guess the why kind of ties in. But I think that these are uh, a very complementary model, the transitional housing, and then a place to be able to employ them. Because I'm going to need a lot of employees. I need employees for the dog park, the restaurants, the mocktail bar, greeting people at the door, leading Zumba classes, you name it. We're going to need a boatload of employees in my facilities, and the ones that help with the housing and all of that. So I just want to create this place of opportunity. I've seen way too many people in my life and in my peripheral life. So like through podcast guests and through different folks, like people need a shot. They need to have these resources. So that is what that is about. Thank you, beautiful people, for following along. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll talk to you next time.